Hello friends, I am Lalita Palange. Today we will learn unit number 6 of subject RME, that is microwave tubes. So we will be looking the contents as a klystron, in that working of klystron tube, reflex klystron, working of reflex klystron, magnetron and its working, mode jumping, frequency pushing and pulling, TWT, similarities and differences with klystron. So first of all we'll see the klystron tube, which is also called as a two cavity klystron. Why it is called as a two cavity? Because here there are two cavities are used in the construction. So here you can observe the diagram for a two cavity klystron amplifier, which is basically a velocity modulated tube. Here a high velocity electron beam is formed, focused and sent down along a glass tube through an input cavity, or it is called as a buncher, a field free drift space, and an output cavity, that is catcher, to a collector, electrode or anode. The anode is kept at the positive potential with respect to cathode. The electron beam passes through a gap A consisting of two grids of the buncher cavity separated by a very small distance, and two other grids of the catcher cavity with a small gap B. The input and output are taken out from the tube via resonant cavities with the aid of coupling loops. So here you can observe the diagram very carefully. These two are the electron bunchers. So here it is called as a buncher, and the second cavity is called as a catcher. Here through coaxial loop we are going to give the RF input, and from this we are taking out the RF output. Here it is the cathode, here it is the anode, and here the electron gun. So it's working. We'll see the RF signal, which is to be amplified, is used for exciting the input buncher cavity and thereby developing an alternating voltage of signal frequency across gap A. Now let us consider the effect of this gap voltage on the electron beam passing through gap A. The situation is best explained with the help of this diagram only. You can observe this diagram. At a point B on the input RF cycle, the alternating voltage is 0. So here you can observe the alternating voltage is 0 and is going positive. At this instant, electric field across gap A is 0, and an electron which passes through gap A at that instant is unaffected by the RF signal. Let this electron be called the reference electron, that is ER, which travels with an unchanged velocity of under root of 2 eV divided by m, where V is anode to cathode voltage. At a point C of the input RF cycle, an electron which leaves gap A later than reference electron ER, called the late electron EL, is subjected to maximum positive RF voltage and hence travels towards gap B with an increased velocity, and this electron tries to overtake the reference electron ER. Similarly, an early electron EE that passes the gap A slightly before the reference electron ER is subjected to a maximum negative field. Hence, this early electron is declared and travels with a reduced velocity v0. This electron EE falls back and reference electron ER catches up with the early electron. Therefore, the velocity of electron varies in accordance with RF input voltage, resulting in velocity modulation of electron beam. Now, let us try to understand the working of this with the Applegate diagram of this klystron amplifier. So this kind of diagram is called as Applegate diagram. So this is the signal which we have seen here. So working at this point can be explained here in this diagram. So here when we see, here are the three kinds of electrons, that is EL, ER and ER. ER is the reference electron. Then here you can see the time taken by the various levels. Here it is the drift space, and here is the position of gap A, here is the position of gap B, and this is the diagram for voltage across gap A. So here from this positive peak to negative peak we have the bunching limit, and in this only we will have the voltage. So as a result of these actions, the electrons in the bunching limit between points A and C gradually bunch together as they travel down the drift space from gap A and gap B. The pulsating stream of electrons pass through gap B and excite oscillations in the output cavity catcher. The density of electron passing the gap B vary cylindrically with time. That is, electron beam contains an AC current and current modulated. The drift space converts the velocity modulation into a current modulation. So here for this first, that is for early electron, we will be having the condition V is greater than V0. For reference, we will be having V is equal to V0. and for ER the value of V that will be less than V0. So here it is speed is higher, so it will take travel through a less distance. So it is the reference one and it is the late, so it will be having the more traveling time. So here as shown in this time period, this is the T, you can say T1 or TL, this is the reference time and this is the TE. So now we will see what is meant by reflex klystron. So one of the commonly used tube for the microwave transmission is the reflex klystron tube. The construction of this is as shown in this diagram, which consists of a single cavity so here we have a repeller electrode over here. Here it is the electron gun. Then we have the RF. We can take the RF output from coaxial cable. The reflex klystron is a single cavity variable frequency microwave generator of low power and low efficiency. This is most widely used in applications where variable frequency is desired, as in radar receivers, local oscillator in microwave receiver, signal source in microwave generator of variable frequency, portable microwave links, and pump oscillator in parametric amplifier. This reflex klystron consists of an electron gun, a filament surrounded by cathode, and a focusing electrode at cathode potential. The electron beam is accelerated towards the anode cavity. After passing the gap in the cavity, electron travel towards a repeller electrode, which is at a high negative potential VR. The electrode never reach the repeller because of the negative field and are returned back towards the gap. Under the suitable conditions, the electrons give more energy to the gap than they took from the gap on their forward journey, and oscillations are sustained. So its operation can be better explained by using the Applegate diagram. So the RF voltage that is produced across the gap by the cavity oscillations act on the electron beam to cause velocity modulation. ER is the reference electron that passes through the gap when the gap voltage is 0 and going negative. The electron ER is unaffected by the gap voltage. This moves towards the repeller and gets reflected by the negative voltage on the repeller. It returns and passes through the gap second time. The early electron EE that passes through the gap before the reference electron ER experiences a maximum positive voltage across gap, and this electron is accelerated. It moves with greater velocity and penetrates the deep into repeller space. The return time for electron EE is greater as the depth of penetration into the repeller space is more. Hence, EE and ER appear at the gap for the second time at the same instant. The late electron EL that passes the gap later than electron ER experiences a maximum negative voltage and moves with a retarding velocity. The returning time is shorter as the penetration into repeller space is less and catches up with ER and EE electrons, forming a bunch. Bunches occur once per cycle centered around the reference electron ER, and these bunches transfer maximum energy to gap to get sustained oscillations. For oscillations to be sustained, the time taken by the electrons to travel into the repeller space and back to gap must have an optimum value. In general, the optimum transit time should be t is equal to n plus 3 by 4, where n is any integer. This depends on repeller and anode voltage. So here are the applications where the reflex klystron is used. So it is used in the radio receivers, it is used in portable microwave links, it is used in parametric amplifiers, it is used in local oscillators of microwave receivers, it is used as a signal source where variable frequency is desirable in microwave generators. So now, before proceeding further, we will have one more type of cavity which is called as multi-cavity tubes. So why the name is given as a multi-cavity? Because here more than two cavities are used. The two cavity klystron tube are having less gain, and higher overall gain can be achieved by connecting several two cavity tubes in cascade, feeding the output of each of the tubes to the tubes to the input of the succeeding one. Instead, multiple number of cavities can be used as in multi-cavity klystron as shown in figure below. So here it is showing the four cavities are used. So this terminal, it is anode, here it is the collector. From first cavity we are going to give the RF input, and from the last cavity we will be taking the output. So we can have the number of cavities up to 7, but the 4 cavity is the standard one used in many applications. There is no such limitations for adding the number of cavities in the multi-cavity klystron. Here each of the intermediate cavities act as a buncher with the passing electron beam, inducing an enhanced RF voltage than the previous cavity. With 4 cavities, power gains of around 50 dB can be easily achieved. Thank you.